so you're the CEO and you're like, I mean, it's on you that you have, dollars in, dollars out. And at the end of the day, you want to make, the highest net profit possible. But I'm so curious because I have no idea how you'd actually track and attribute your marketing spend, right? Like, so you have your brand play and it might be like running radio in Austin, Texas. And therefore, are you kind of like doing a blended increase of online sales from the Austin area as well as retail outlets in the local H-E-B and Walmarts? Or like, how are you actually monitoring and tracking your marketing spend and attributing it to these different channels, whether retail or online?
So this is we do some of this, and again, we're in early days, and so like, do we have a robust regression model that we're using to track our ROI? No, but we do these analyses, and actually, we did do a radio program that hit in the Houston area in January, and actually was driving to snack7days.com. And so we were able to get some insight from that. I mean, you saw a major uptick in traffic, major uptick in orders, all that stuff. But then the commercials also drove to retail. They drove to 7-Eleven, they drove to Family Dollar. And how we split that marketing spend, how do you attribute some of that to digital and some of that to retail? It's a perfect question for Vishal, because Vishal's background is actually in consumer insights, and he, when we both worked at Unilever back in the day, was the person that did all of the ROIs on marketing studies just in general.
Yeah. I mean, the world has changed a lot since then, where predominantly the spend was still on TV, right? And I think, is still a big part of big brands' budget, but, obviously people's media consumption has changed fundamentally. So, I think, to Jim's point, we're not running these marketing mix models, right, to figure out how to attribute every dollar of marketing spend to retail, online. Right now we are just trying to really, really figure out how to capture the digital specific ROI, and everything that we try to do in terms of communication. And most of it is on digital, right? We don't really do TV. We did a bit of radio, and we look at a few different ways to measure impact. A radio campaign was more about driving awareness of our brand. So we look at things like our awareness data. We look at things like Google search queries and things of that nature. And then we look at our specific online digital sales to see what kind of direct impact some of the communication and the digital specific things that we're doing drove to our digital sales. And then, I would say we sort of eyeball what kind of impact we think it may have had overall on our brand and our retail sales. So
got it.
We're trying to be smart about it. One of the things that we really try to do is, with this radio campaign, it was heavily regional. And as we continue to get more sophisticated in marketing, one of the things that we've looked at was at least there a regional, relatively regional increase, a lift that we're seeing from the campaign. So if we look at the retail data, so that way we can say, all right, clearly there was a lift, right? If it was significant. And so then we say, all right, well, there was definitely an impact, but is it an exact ROI? That's tough to determine.
Sure. And you talk about Google queries, that's more of a brand play. Like, then you're looking for branded searches of Snack 7 Days or just 7 days.
Exactly. And then to see what kind of lift we're seeing on our actual digital conversion purpose, right?
Yeah.
So that's that's kind of where right now it's the holy grail to really figure out how all of your marketing spend impacts different parts of the business, and now thinking about things in an omni-channel way.